Ever wonder what happens when a key figure in a political scandal flips sides? Well, let me introduce you to Sydney Powell, a name that has been making headlines recently. Powell's rise to prominence came in the aftermath of the contentious 2020 election, where she was a central figure in former President Donald Trump's legal team. She became a household name, notorious for her relentless promotion of unfounded conspiracy theories about election fraud. In Georgia, Powell's audacious attempts to overturn Trump's loss became the stuff of political legend. She was implicated in a calculated breach of election equipment, pushing forward baseless narratives about a stolen election. Her actions were not without consequence, however, but the story doesn't end there. Powell's rise was as rapid as it was controversial, and just as the world watched her ascend to the heights of political notoriety, they would also witness her descent. But every rise has a fall, and Powell's fall was just as dramatic as her ascent. In a dramatic turn of events, Sydney Powell pleaded guilty to 6 misdemeanors related to interfering with the performance of election duties. A far cry from her initial bravado, the former attorney for Donald Trump found herself at the center of a legal storm. Initially charged with racketeering and several other counts, Powell was implicated in an unauthorized breach of election equipment, an act that sent shockwaves through the political landscape. But the breach was just the tip of the iceberg. Powell was also accused of peddling baseless conspiracy theories, alleging a stolen election. These unfounded claims not only rattled the nation but also cast a dark shadow over the sanctity of the democratic process. However, the courtroom is a place where facts triumph over fiction. When faced with the formidable evidence against her, Powell's spirited defense crumbled. She pleaded guilty, a move that shocked many who had followed her relentless crusade. But the plea came with strings attached. Powell was sentenced to 6 years probation, a fine of $6,000, and was ordered to write an apology letter to Georgia and its residents. An act of contrition that many would argue is a small price to pay for the damage done. Yet the most intriguing part of Powell's guilty plea was her agreement to testify truthfully against her co-defendants in future trials. This condition of her plea deal could have far-reaching implications, potentially impacting the fate of her co-defendants and even former President Donald Trump himself. This guilty plea marked a significant turnaround for Powell, who had once vigorously promoted theories of a stolen election. Powell's guilty plea and agreement to cooperate with prosecutors have far-reaching implications. The once steadfast advocate of the baseless election fraud theories now stands as a testament to the gravity of these legal proceedings. Her plea deal is not merely a personal defeat, but a shockwave coursing through the circle of those who sought to overturn the election results. The implications of Powell's plea deal are manifold. For starters, her cooperation with prosecutors could spell trouble for her co-defendants, including Kenneth Chesebro. Chesebro, another attorney who was set to stand trial alongside Powell, now finds himself in a precarious position. With Powell's agreement to testify truthfully against her co-defendants, he could be facing a tougher legal battle ahead. The question of whether prosecutors will offer him a similar plea deal adds another layer of uncertainty to his fate. But the ripple effects of Powell's plea deal extend beyond her immediate circle. The potential impact on former President Trump is a subject of intense speculation. Powell was a key figure in Trump's post-election legal orbit, and her guilty plea raises questions about what she might reveal concerning the former president's role in the efforts to overturn the election results. It's important to remember that Powell was not just another attorney for Trump. She was a prominent figure who championed conspiracy theories about foreign governments manipulating voting machines. Her allegations, though baseless, contributed to a significant public discourse that continues to have implications today. As we delve deeper into the aftermath of Powell's plea deal, we realize that its consequences are not confined to the courtroom. It is a narrative that has seeped into the fabric of our political landscape, with potential repercussions on future elections and the public's trust in our democratic processes. As the legal fallout from the 2020 election continues to unfold, one thing is clear. Sydney Powell's story serves as a stark reminder of the potential consequences of political maneuvering.